Most people think that getting rich is complicated, that it takes luck, connections, or starting out with money. But what if the secret was already within you, and all you needed was a map? This is the story of how Brian Tracy, once broke at the age of 30, discovered 7 powerful steps that anyone can follow to completely transform their financial destiny. These aren't theories. They're proven strategies used by self-made millionaires around the world. So, sit tight, because what you're about to hear could be the turning point in your life. Brian Tracy didn't grow up wealthy. In fact, during his teenage years in Pomona, California, he remembers his family struggling with money constantly. There were no financial safety nets, no silver spoons, only big dreams and even bigger obstacles. And like many, he had one fantasy that stuck with him for years: to become a millionaire by the age of 30. But when Brian actually turned 30, reality hit hard. He was just as broke as he had been at 20. That was the moment of reckoning. He began to ask himself a fundamental question: why do some people succeed while others struggle their entire lives? How was it that some individuals could start with nothing, yet rise to financial abundance? This question became the catalyst for a lifelong quest, a mission to study the habits, thoughts, and decisions of the world's most successful people. What he discovered would change not only his own life, but also the lives of millions who followed his teachings. Through years of research, experience, and trial and error, Brian identified 7 essential steps. Steps so clear, so actionable, that they became a blueprint for success. Here they are, each one a piece of the puzzle that, when put together, can create the life of your dreams. Step 1. Dream big. Only big dreams have the power to move the human soul, Brian once said. And he meant it. The first step to wealth, and to any significant achievement, is daring to dream beyond your current circumstances. You don't get rich by aiming low or playing it safe. You get rich by envisioning a life so powerful and fulfilling that it pulls you toward it every single day. Brian discovered that people who succeed financially are constantly thinking about their goals. They talk about them, visualize them, and plan for them. These goals become magnets drawing the dreamers toward their destiny. And here is a powerful truth he learned: you become what you think about most of the time. If your thoughts are dominated by fear, doubt, and limitation, those things will expand in your life. But if you fill your mind with clear, specific goals and the belief that you can reach them, everything begins to shift. This was the first step in Brian's transformation, and it can be yours too. So ask yourself, what would my life look like if there were no limits? Dream big. Then write it down. Make it real. Step 2. Do what you love. If you could do anything with your life, and money wasn't an issue, what would you do? This is the question Brian Tracy asks every aspiring entrepreneur, every dreamer stuck in a job they hate. Because the second step to becoming wealthy isn't just about working hard. It's about working on something that sets your soul on fire. When Brian examined the lives of the successful, he found a common thread. They were doing work they were passionate about. Work that aligned with their natural talents. Work that energized them. Doing what you love doesn't feel like work. It creates a state of flow, a kind of joyful productivity that leads to excellence and innovation. And in a world that rewards value, excellence always gets paid. So Brian made a decision. He would stop doing work just for a paycheck. Instead, he would find that one thing, that calling, and go all in. This shift changed everything. And if you're wondering what that thing is for you, try this. Imagine winning $10 million in the lottery tomorrow. Would you keep doing what you're doing now? If not, and what would you do instead? Your answer holds the key. Step 3. Become a lifelong learner. The third step might be the most underrated secret to wealth. Never stop learning. Brian realized that the mind is like a muscle. It only grows through use. And just like you wouldn't expect your body to get stronger without exercise, you can't expect your income to grow without feeding your brain. He became obsessed with reading, attending seminars, listening to audio programs, and surrounding himself with smarter people. The more he learned, the more opportunities appeared. What's powerful is that learning compounds. The more you know, the easier it becomes to know even more. Each new skill opens the door to another. Each insight gives birth to a breakthrough. So Brian made a commitment to be a lifelong learner, and he encourages everyone else to do the same. Read every day. Study your field. Master your craft. You'll be shocked at how quickly your life begins to change. Step 4. Set clear priorities. There is a quote Brian lives by. A man with two priorities is focused on neither. We live in a distracted world. Notifications, noise, demands from all directions. But the truly wealthy understand that success is about focus, relentless focus on what matters most. Brian discovered that if you want to achieve anything extraordinary, you must first identify your most valuable task, and then do only that, with total concentration, until it's complete. This is what separates high achievers from everyone else. It is not talent or timing. It is the discipline to work on one thing at a time until it is done. He began using a simple system. Each day he would ask himself, what is the one thing I can do today that will move me closest to my goal? And then he would do it. No excuses. It's not easy. But this habit of setting priorities and acting on them will accelerate your progress more than anything else. Step 5. Discipline yourself. Discipline isn't about being rigid or harsh. It asks about giving yourself power, the power to follow through even when it's hard. Brian found that the difference between success and failure is this. Successful people do the things unsuccessful people don't to feel like doing. Not because they love it, but because they know it's the price of greatness. The good news? Discipline is a skill. It gets stronger every time you use it. Start with the small things. Wake up on time. Finish what you start. Make promises to yourself and keep them. Each act of discipline builds self-respect, and self-respect leads to confidence, and confidence leads to wealth. This was one of Brian's biggest personal breakthroughs. By developing self-discipline, he was able to transform from someone who talked about goals into someone who achieved them. Step 6. Choose the right people. Here's something Brian learned that changed his social circle forever. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look around you. Who are your friends, colleagues, mentors? Are they lifting you higher or pulling you down? Success, Brian realized, is contagious. So is mediocrity. He made a decision to spend time with positive, ambitious, growth-minded individuals, people who talked about ideas, not gossip, people who dreamed big and took action. He distanced himself from negativity, excuses, and victim mentalities. Because energy is contagious, and your environment matters more than you think. If you want to grow rich, surround yourself with people who are already on that path. Their mindset, habits, and language will rub off on you, and before long, you'll be rising with them. Step 7. Take action. Always. The final step is where dreams become reality. Action. Brian realized that most people fail not because they don't know what to do, but because they never start. They wait. They hesitate. They seek permission or perfect timing. Meanwhile, the successful just go. They try, fail, adjust, and try again. They don't wait for motivation. They create it through motion. So Brian adopted a mantra. Do it now. Not later. Not when it's convenient. Now. And something incredible happened. Momentum built. Confidence grew. Wins stacked on top of wins. All because he took that first step. If there's one takeaway from Brian's journey, it's this. Don't wait to feel ready. Decide, act, and adjust as you go. Because action is what turns knowledge into wealth. These 7 steps may sound simple, and they are. But they're also profound. Because if you apply them, truly apply them, they will change your life. Brian Tracy went from broke at 30 to a self-made millionaire, best-selling author, and global mentor. Not because of luck, but because he followed these principles with consistency and courage. Now it's your turn. Whatever your dream is, wealth, freedom, fulfillment, the path has already been paved. All you have to do is walk it. And if this video inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to the channel for more powerful insights like this, drawn from the world's greatest minds. Leave a comment below and let us know what step spoke to you the most. And share this video with someone who needs to hear it, because success is a journey best taken together. Until next time, keep dreaming big and take action now.